Hi friends, in today's video we'll talk about the Upapada Lagna Lord in all 12 houses of your horoscope. So a quick information or a quick introduction about Upapada Lagna. That is, look at your 12th house, which zodiac sign you have in the 12th house of your horoscope. Say if you have the sign of Cancer, then the lord of your 12th house is Moon. So you have to find out where Moon is placed in your chart, because Moon is the 12th lord. Okay, say Moon is placed in the 7th house of your chart. That means from the 12th house, Moon has gone 8 places away from its own house. Alright, so Moon is placed in the 7th house. Now from the 7th house, you have to go 8 places further away from the 7th house. So if you move 8 places away from the 7th house, you will come to the 2nd house. That means in the 2nd house, you have the Upapada Lagna. So in the 2nd house, for this particular native, there will be the sign of Virgo. Okay, the sign of Virgo. So Mercury will be the Upapada Lagna Lord, because the Upapada Lagna is Virgo and Lord of Virgo is Mercury. So Mercury will be the Upapada Lagna Lord. So you have to find out where the Upapada Lagna Lord is placed in the case of this particular native. So the Upapada Lagna Lord, it may be placed in the 1st house, 2nd house, 3rd house, in any of the 12 houses. It may be placed. So today's video is about the Upapada Lagna Lord in all 12 houses. Quickly, I will show you a sample chart. And also I would like to tell you what is the Upapada Lagna Lord, what is the significance of the Upapada Lagna Lord. This Upapada Lagna Lord, this planet Mercury, in the case of this native, in your case it could be any planet, any other planet. Now this planet, actually the Upapada Lagna Lord stands for your partner. This planet is representative of your spouse or partner. Okay, and this planet also will say a lot about your partner's life, your partner's nature, personality. And from the position of the Upapada Lagna Lord in a house, in your horoscope, you can also, find out many things about your partner's family, your partner's personality, and so on. So let's quickly have a look at the sample chart. And before that, one exception is there to the Upapada Lagna, which I should mention because I got a lot of comments last time. That what are the exceptions to that rule of Upapada Lagna, how to find that out. Now if the Upapada Lagna, if it falls, say, what are the exceptions, I'll tell you. If the 12th Lord is in the 12th house itself, or if the 12th Lord is in the 6th house. So these are the only 2 exceptional positions. 12th Lord in the 12th house itself, or the 12th Lord in the 6th house. In that case, you have to go 10 places away from the 12th Lord to find your Upapada Lagna in the horoscope. Now let's quickly have a look at the sample chart. Alright friends, so Upapada Lagna Lord, we are talking about the Upapada Lagna Lord in today's video. So I have referred to Upapada Lagna Lord as UL in today's video. Okay, so anyway, so Upapada Lagna Lord, how will you find out? In this horoscope, you can see this is the chart of a Leo ascendant. Okay, Leo ascendant, because you have the sign of Leo in the 1st house. Now look at the 12th house. How do you calculate Upapada Lagna first? In the 12th house, you have the sign of Cancer. Cancer is ruled by Moon. Where is Moon? Moon is in the 7th house. You can see. Okay, in the 7th house, you have the planet Moon. So how many houses it has come away from its own house? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 houses. 8 houses away from its own house. So from Moon, Moon is in the 7th house. So from the 7th house again you will move 8 places further away. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you will come to the 2nd house. That means in the 2nd house, which sign you have? You have the sign of Virgo. So the Upapada Lagna for this particular native, the Upapada Lagna will be Virgo, which is in the 2nd house. Now which sign rules Virgo? The sign of Mercury rules Virgo. And in this case we see that Mercury is placed in the 2nd house itself. Okay. So Virgo is the Upapada Lagna. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. In this particular chart, Mercury or the Upapada Lagna Lord is placed in the 2nd house. The Upapada Lagna Lord could be placed in any of the houses of the horoscope. But in the case of this particular native, the Upapada Lagna Lord, which is Mercury, it is placed in the 2nd house itself. Friends, if you have not subscribed to the channel, then please do not forget to subscribe. Alright, so let's go to the first placement, that is the Upapada Lagna Lord in the 1st house of your horoscope. And here I am talking about your Lagna chart, D1 chart. In the 1st house, that means your partner will be very important, will be the most important person in your life. Your life can revolve around your partner. Okay? And also we can say that your partner, what is going to be their personality. Now again, if associated with benefics, the Upapada Lagna Lord in the 1st house, then all the good qualities of Sun and Mars can be present in your partner, because we cannot forget that in the chart of the Kalpurusha or cosmic man, in the 1st house we have the sign of Aries ruled by Mars, and we also know that Sun and Mars are connected to the 1st house. So we have to always superimpose the chart of the cosmic man on your particular horoscope. You need to do that, okay, on a given horoscope. So that means your partner will have all the positive qualities of Sun and Mars. They will be disciplined, they'll be loyal, faithful to you, okay, they will believe in their own principles. All right, they can also be forgiving, generous, they can be very methodical, structured. The 1st house is part of the Dharma trine, so they will believe in duty. This is the trine of duty, the trine of knowledge. They can also be knowledge seekers, they can be highly intuitive people, they can also have great intuition, they will be great seekers of knowledge also. All these good qualities. They can be brave, courageous. Alright, so all these good qualities, they will look upon this institution of marriage, to you or with you. They will look upon this institution with a lot of respect, and for them this bond that they share with you is going to be very sacred, okay, very spiritual and divine. So all good qualities, definitely, if associated with benefic planets. If malefics, then definitely results will be mixed results. Everything may not be that good, okay, there could be challenges. All right, now the Upapada Lagna Lord in the 1st house, what else does it say about your partner? Your partner will do well in life if they seek knowledge, if they follow the path of righteousness, if they do not compromise on morality, if they remain dutiful, if they remain faithful, if they remain hardworking, and if they remain a knowledge seeker, if they remain disciplined and structured, they will be very successful in life. In short, if they follow the path of Dharma, they are going to be very successful, and they will finally be able to establish their identity. And definitely your partner also can be somebody, they love their own space, own independence. They have a high sense of self-respect, self-esteem. So be careful. There could be ego clashes in the relationship if you do not give them due respect. What about the partner's family? The partner's family can be people who are very practical, very grounded, very, also they could be materialistic and goal oriented. That's possible. All right, so all these qualities can also be there in the partner's family. The main family members definitely, or the head of the family definitely can have these qualities. They can be very, very goal oriented, very practical in their approach to life and things. Now let's move on to what will happen when the Upapada Lagna Lord is going to be in your second house. If associated with benefics, then definitely after marriage you can be wealthy. You can, amass a lot of wealth after marriage with your partner, or your partner also, by dint of their hard work, they are going to actually be able to accumulate wealth in life. This will happen because when the Upapada Lagna Lord is in the second house, your partner also can be somebody who's very practical, goal oriented. Now again, friends, we have to remember that the second house is part of the Earth trine, the trine of material pursuits. This because the Upapada Lagna Lord is in the second house, so your partner can be somebody who can be materialistic, very grounded and practical. Your partner may be someone who believes in their own hard work, in their own efforts, and they want to amass wealth and resources in life, and they are going to work hard so that they can be successful in their profession, in their work, and finally they can amass wealth. So that will be their approach in life. So after marriage also, definitely you may notice that they are such a person, like they will go on working hard. They will never compromise on hard work and efforts. So that because they are very goal oriented, very task oriented. So all these things we can say about your partner's nature. Very calculating also in their approach to things, very calculating. So whatever decision they make in life, whether they are career decisions, relationship decisions, they will always be calculating. After premeditated thinking, after doing a lot of calculations, they will arrive at decisions. They will never make decisions hastily. That also. And they will be successful in life, your partner, if they continue to remain hardworking, goal oriented. They love stability. They are people who love stability in life, stability in relationships, stability in career. Now, what about your relationship with your partner? Your relationship with your partner also can be very stable if the Upapada Lagna Lord in the second house is associated with benefics. The relationship can be stable. Both of you can set long-term goals after you enter into a committed relationship with each other. You can have relationship goals, life goals. So there can be a lot of stability in the relationship. If the UL is the Upapada Lagna Lord, the abbreviation is UL. So if the UL is associated with benefics, then you will get wonderful results. Now, what about your partner's family? Your partner's family also, they can be people, your partner's family, they will be people who are very ambitious in life, very ambitious. Maybe they are people who love to travel, who love to explore the world, who have a lot of desires, who want to fulfill their, desires. They have a lot of wishes, expectations also, even from you. So partner's family will be, generally speaking, they'll be people who, have a lot of desires, who have a lot of ambition also in life, to rise in life, to be successful in life, to be successful in their endeavors. They can also be people who are intelligent, definitely intelligent, and they can also be people who are hardworking and they are very ambitious. It's possible. They could be people again who love to communicate and talk. It's possible. Now let's move on. Okay, what else? Your partner. Now in the Upapada Lagna Lord, or UL, is your partner in the second house of your horoscope. So they can also be people who are very careful about their speech. Even when they speak, they know how to speak. Again, if UL in the second house is associated with benefics, then whenever they speak, they will speak with a lot of understanding. They will speak with a lot of they will speak they'll speak on the basis of their knowledge. So these things will happen if the UL is well placed in the second house, and their way of speaking can be very pleasant also. So that will depend on how the UL is placed in the second house. Now speech, even communication, that can also be very vital for your person, for your partner. Okay, that's possible. Now whatever be their profession, whether they're into job, whether they're into business, their speech is going to play a very big role. It's possible. Or second house is the house of your possessions, your values. So definitely, so whatever values they have, even their education, everything is going to be of paramount importance to them. And also your partner, because the UL is in the second house, we can say that they will they may be, again, if UL is associated with benefics, they may love food. They will be pleasure seekers also, because we cannot forget that the second house in the chart of the cosmic man is ruled by Taurus. Taurus is fixed earth. Okay, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. So all those Venus qualities, they will be pleasure seekers. They can also love to travel. They can love the comfort of home. They will want to lead a pleasurable and comfortable life. They may also crave for luxury in life, and that is why they are hardworking, they are accumulating resources, because they want to lead a life of luxury. That's possible. They can also be sensual. They can give a lot of importance to sensual pleasures also. That is also possible. And they are looking for fixed commitment in the relationship. They want fixed commitment in the relationship. Now let's move on to what will happen when the Upapada Lagna Lord, or UL, is in your third house of the horoscope. Then definitely your partner can be very friendly, talkative. They may love to communicate their thoughts, ideas, feelings. Communication is going to be very vital for your relationship. Communication is very important. It is the key element in your relationship. There shouldn't be communication gap. Your partner may love to travel. You should undertake travels with your partner. All kinds of travels, short distance, long distance. Whenever you undertake travels with your partner, your relationship can improve. Now, UL or Upapada Lagna Lord in the third house, that can make your partner, because third house in the chart of the cosmic man, we have the sign of Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, and third house is part of the Kama Trikona. So definitely it is the trine of desires, part of the trine. So your partner will be now someone who's very ambitious, someone who actually wants to explore things, somebody who is witty, intelligent, who has sense of humor, somebody who wants to make efforts, who doesn't want to give up, who wants to take initiative, make efforts, work hard, somebody who can be skillful, your partner can have any of these qualities. Communication skills or any other skill they may have, and that skill may play a vital role in their life. They may be into technology as well, because third house is also connected to information technology or even technology, because Mars is also the significator of the third house. Now, Upapada Lagna Lord in the third house, that also can mean that your partner can be somebody who belongs to your neighborhood, or who is one of your cousins or distant cousins, in those communities or religious communities where marriage between cousins is allowed. So there it can happen. So if it is not allowed, and if such a thing has happened, then it will be considered to be incest. In those communities where it is not allowed, then it would be incest. But if it is allowed in certain communities, then yes, the partner may be a distant cousin or a cousin, or maybe a friend, okay, maybe somebody who belongs to your social network, or can be someone who belongs to your neighborhood. That is also possible. Someone whom you met during some travel, that is also possible. Now, what else? What else can we say? Your partner will be somebody who will have a lot of material desires, desire to connect with you, also on an intimate level. Yes, they will have the desire to travel with you. They will have the desire to do fun things with you. They will also have the desire to gain from their profession, their career, to gain riches in life, because this is the trine of desires only, third house. So they will have a lot of desires, a lot of ambition in life. So what about the partner's family? The partner's family can, they can be people who are again very intuitive or creative people. They can be very thoughtful. There can be ups and downs in their life. So sometimes they have gone through hard times. Again, they have recovered from that situation, and now they are going through good times. It can, so a lot of fluctuations in their life. It's possible. Here I'm talking about the partner's family. And also, they could be a little moody and emotional. Yes, very emotionally sensitive people, very sensitive. You have to be very careful before talking to them, because they are very sensitive, intuitive, as well as they could have creative abilities also. Okay, they can have knowledge. Definitely they can have knowledge and the power of intuition. So all these things we can say about the partner's family. Okay, now let's move on to what will happen when the Upapada Lagna Lord, or UL, is going to be in your 4th house. UL in the 4th house. 4th house is ruled by Moon in the chart of the cosmic man, where you have the sign of Cancer. Cancer is water, movable water. So what sort of relationship you'll have with your partner? Lots of fluctuations in the relationship. Sometimes you will be able to connect with your partner emotionally. Sometimes it will be difficult to understand them. Yes. So sometimes you will get along very well with each other. Sometimes you may get estranged from each other. So all those fluctuations can be caused by the moon, because the moon is a planet in astrology which goes through waxing and waning phases every month. So relationship also, it could be a little unstable. So it is very important to learn to forgive and let go in the relationship. If you have the UL in the 4th house, the relationship demands sacrifice. It demands understanding. Understanding each other intuitively is very important. Then only this relationship is going to work, because 4th house is part of the moksha trine, the trine of moksha. Moksha, liberation, self-realization. It demands sacrifice. When you're ready to sacrifice your pleasure, your comfort, even your happiness for the sake of your partner, then this relationship is going to work. you sacrifice, you take one step forward, they will also eventually learn to sacrifice, and they will also try their best to please you. But if you think that no, why should I sacrifice, then this relationship may not work, because Upapada Lagna Lord in the 4th house, it demands unconditional love and sacrifice also, because this is the first house which belongs to the trine of moksha. So from here itself, and that is why the 4th house refers to your home. It is here where we first learn to sacrifice our happiness for the sake of our family. So same attitude you should have in relationship, then your relationship is going to work. Well, 4th house is also the house of assets, so there it's an indication, clear indication, that after marriage or after you're in a committed relationship with your partner, you can build your assets, you can have your own house, you can have your own property, real estate property. That is also possible. Alright, because again 4th house is a Kendra house, and it is also part of the Moksha Trine, as I told you, but it is a Kendra house, very important Kendra, and it is a house which signifies property and assets, even wealth. So the relationship will improve whenever you undertake travel with your partner. Whenever you travel to different places with your partner, your relationship will improve, and that instability will, get minimized, and the relationship will remain stable. So whenever it's possible, whenever you can find time, do travel, go somewhere, travel with your partner. That is a very good remedy for the UL in the 4th house. Now, your partner also can be someone who's very intuitive, very creative. Okay, they can be knowledgeable. Your partner can be someone, who gives a lot of importance to their privacy. They want this relationship with you, they want it to remain very intimate, a very private bond, because they are people who love their privacy, who value their privacy a lot. Because after all, the 4th house is ruled by Cancer, and Cancer is symbolized by the crab. The crab is very emotionally sensitive, and they love their privacy. So your partner can have all these qualities. Very emotionally sensitive person, very intuitive and even creative. So all these qualities. Your partner can do very well in life if they, go on gaining knowledge, enhancing their power of intuition. They will do well in life. So they could be into any field of occult, it's possible, or in any field of work which involves in-depth study, research. They will do very well in such fields. They are very good investigators and researchers in any field. Now they also need to make a lot of efforts actually. Then they will do very well in life. And they are people also who are by nature, who can be, people who are forgiving, who know how to let go. Again, if the UL or the Upapada Lagna Lord is associated with benefics in the 4th house, your partner can be somebody who, they believe in letting go of things. They don't hold on to things much. They are forgiving also. They love to help others also. They have such an attitude. It's possible. Very generous also they can be. So they believe in charity. And all these charitable activities also, they are going to actually make their life blissful. If they remain charitable, kind, then they will receive divine blessings also, and they will also eventually prosper in life. What about your partner's family? Your partner's family also, they may be people who are a little egoistic. It's possible. But they are people who are honest. They can be people who are very honest, who rigidly stick to their principles. Okay? And that may make them appear egotistical. Okay? So be careful. Do not hurt their ego. But otherwise, they also seem to be people who rigidly stick to their principles, yes, moral principles, but they are honest people. That also can be said, provided the house next to the house, that is UL, is in the 4th house. I'm talking about the 5th house. And if malefics are not there in the 5th house, then you can get such results regarding the partner's family. Now let's move on to what will happen when the UL is in your 5th house. Upapada Lagna Lord in the 5th house. Your partner, again, if it is associated with benefics or more or less well placed, your partner can be very romantic. Okay, they can be skillful, witty, playful by nature, very friendly also. It's possible. They may believe in romance. They will believe in spiritual connection. Your relationship with them will remain strong if there is the spiritual bond is there. Sometimes I get a question, what is spiritual bond? Spiritual bond is a bond of love and affection which is based on what? On the ability to sacrifice your happiness for the sake of the other. That is spiritual bond. When you think of the other's happiness first, when you think of your partner's happiness and well-being first, before even you think about yourself, then you can say that yes, you share a spiritual bond with your partner. If then they also will reciprocate, and then it becomes a spiritual bond. So if associated with benefics in the 5th house, the UL, then we can say that there is a spiritual connection with your partner. That is very important actually. Otherwise, again, there can be ego clashes also, especially if benefics are not involved. Instead, if malefics are involved, there could be ego clashes. Your partner's moral principles or their way of looking at life can be, different from that of yours if malefics are involved with the UL in the 5th house. So then there will be ego clashes. But if associated with benefics, then definitely it can be a beautiful romantic connection and a highly spiritual bond as well. It is very important to respect each other in the relationship. The relationship should be based on mutual love and respect. Otherwise, there will be problems, because in the chart of the cosmic man in the 5th house, we have the sign of Leo. Leo is fixed fire. Fixed fire. So it is very important to give each other respect, to give due respect to your partner. Otherwise, there will be problems, ego clashes, and all sorts of conflicts can come up. Your partner also can be somebody who is, again, if UL associated with benefics in the 5th house, they can be knowledge seekers. They can be very dutiful to you, because 5th house is part of the dharma trine, the trine of dharma. So they can be very dutiful as a person, very faithful, very honest. They will stick to their moral principles and not compromise on morality, no matter what. If UL is well placed in the 5th house, they will become prosperous in life if they go on seeking knowledge, improving their power of intuition. How will they enhance their power of intuition? By gaining more and more knowledge, or by through chanting of mantras, doing meditation. So their intuition, they can be intuitive people, or they should enhance their power of intuition. They can also have creative abilities, creative skills, artistic abilities. That is possible. Okay? And they can also win name, fame, recognition in life. If they enhance their knowledge, intuition, creative abilities, they can win name, fame, recognition. What about the partner's family? The partner's family, be careful. There could be conflicts with the partner's family at times. Okay? Also, your partner's family, generally they will be people who are very practical, very calculating in their approach to things in life. Very meticulous about even the minutest details. And so that can turn you off again. That's possible. So your partner's family may have such, characteristics. Very particular about details, very practical, but be careful. They are very analytical, even insightful. You cannot fool them also. Very, very analytical, intelligent, insightful people. And they can also be people who are hardworking. Maybe they have gone through obstacles in life, and that is why they have, so in the course of overcoming or coming out of those obstacles, they have become very practical. That is also possible. Now let's move on to what will happen when the UL or the Upapada Lagna Lord is going to be in your 6th house itself. Okay, be careful. 6th house is the house of conflicts. So there could be conflicts with your partner, unless your partner is someone who is directly connected to your workplace, or unless the UL in the 6th house is very deeply and beautifully connected with benefics. Otherwise, there can be conflicts with the partner, differences of opinion, quarrels, arguments, clashes, conflicts. So you need to be very careful, because conflicts tend to make a relationship bitter. So beware of conflicts. So if there are conflicts, if there is there's difference of opinion, there are clashes, then you should actually analyze things. What went wrong? You should go into that analytical mode and find out what went wrong. Your person by nature is again somebody who's very analytical. They're insightful, intelligent, very calculating, very meticulous about details, and also very practical. Your person can have all these qualities. They believe in their own efforts, in their own hard work, and they want to accumulate resources in life with the help of their own hard work. On the basis of their own efforts, by dint of their own hard work, they want to become rich, they want to amass wealth in life. Very practical approach to life. Okay? Your partner, they are very analytical. You should also, if there is any conflict in the relationship, you should figure out what went wrong, so that you can improve your relationship. Actually, your partner is somebody who is a perfectionist. They want perfection in everything, and hence they want perfection in the relationship also. Okay? So you have to understand their attitude, their mentality, and analyze things. What is causing the conflict? And accordingly, you have to see to it that you can at least avoid conflicts next time with them. Avoid arguments, first of all. Arguments lead to conflicts. So first of all, avoid arguments, because you are two separate individuals. It is not possible that my worldview is going to match with my partner's worldview. It may not match, it will not match. Generally, it doesn't. Because two separate individuals, their upbringing, value systems, everything can be very different. So you have to accept that reality, that it's okay to be different. It is okay to be different, and we need to accept our differences. So when you understand that, then maybe you can avoid those arguments with your person. You need to be very analytical. When it comes to your relationship, you need to make efforts, constant efforts, because 6th house is the house of efforts and trying and hard work. So when you should not give up. Yes, then you will see eventually, greater understanding will develop, and arguments will slowly take a back seat, and conflicts will vanish, and your relationship will improve. You accept your partner as part of your everyday reality. Never take them for granted. Doing routine things together can improve the relationship. Going on a vacation on certain dates in the calendar, on your anniversary, on New Year, during certain festivals, you travel to places together, do certain routine things. they will improve your relationship. On the weekend, you plan something. Every weekend, plan something new with your partner, just to make them happy. Go on making efforts in the relationship, then the relationship can work. What about your partner's family? Now, partner also, as I already mentioned, they can do very well if they are into healing, occult, in the healthcare industry. So they can do very well if they are into any of these fields. If they are in the field of law, so they will do very well. So in such fields. Now, any profession which requires hard work, analysis, a lot of analysis of things, and in-depth research. Also, they could also eventually get into social service. That is also possible. Partner's family also, they will be people who are intelligent. They believe in healthy give and take. Okay, they're people who believe in give and take. Partner's family, you do something for them, they will also return that favor. Yes, very calculating, and they believe in healthy give and take. They believe in balance and harmony. Again, depends the house, which is when we look at the partner's family. So because the UL is in the 6th house, we have to look at the 7th house. If malefics are not there in the 7th house, then the partner's family, they'll be people who are very balanced in their approach to things. If malefics are not there in the 7th house, there'll be people who believe in healthy give and take and balance and harmony. Now let's move on to what will happen when the UL or Upapada Lagna Lord is going to be in your 7th house itself. Okay, very interesting position, because 7th house is the house of relationship, partnership, even marriage. And the UL or Upapada Lagna Lord is in the 7th house only. That means, first of all, we can say that you can be highly attracted to your person. Your person also can be somebody who is very attracted, who is very attractive. It's possible. UL in the 7th house, they can be great, sexual relationship also between you and your partner. Definitely. That also we can say that attraction, physical attraction will be there. And what else? Your partner may belong to a foreign land. It's possible. If they belong to a foreign land, it's good. Or at least if they belong to a culture which is different, it's very good. It's very good for the alliance or partnership. Your partner can be somebody, or your partner may be somebody who's into the field of law or independent counseling or any sort of partnership business, independent business, or they could be into counseling or teaching. So it's possible. Your partner could be into liaison. Liaison is when you bring two different parties or organizations together, and you make meetings happen between two different parties. So that is a liaison person. So your partner could be into that also, or they could be into any sort of trading business. Okay, they could be into counseling, as I told you, into law and all that. So all these things we can say about your partner. Now your partner, because in the 7th house you have the sign of Libra, which is an air sign, movable air, and 7th house is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires. So your partner will be somebody who is very ambitious in life, very ambitious. They have certain goals, wishes, desires, dreams. They will keep chasing their goals and desires in life. Yes, endless desires also it could be, because this is part of the trine of desires, the 7th house. Okay, so your partner can have such qualities. Your partner can definitely be attractive. Your partner can be someone if again the UL in the 7th house is associated with benefics, they know how to interact with people. They will be able to interact with people in a very beautiful, pleasing, yet intelligent way. So they can do very well in any sort of business or job or any profession, because they know how to interact with people, which is a great plus point. Okay, they know how to communicate, they know how to interact. Okay, so they will do well in their career, whatever be their career. So that is an indication. Your partner may belong to a different culture, as I told you. Traveling with the partner after marriage, that is going to be very good for the relationship. When you undertake travels to different places, to foreign places with your partner, your relationship will improve. That's possible. Okay, and UL in the 7th house itself, that means your partner has now come to the 7th house. So you will have to deal with your partner in whatever you do. After you're in a relationship with this person, you will all the time deal with this person. You will not do anything, in fact, without maybe discussing with them, because your partner has now come to the 7th house of partnership itself. So in whatever you do, your partner will always be there, because you're constantly dealing with your partner, you're constantly interacting with your partner. Okay, so as if your partner is, you believe that my partner will complete me in a way, and then both of you are going to be one actually. So all the time it is your partner with whom you are dealing. So that's wonderful again if you have the UL or Upapada Lagna in the 7th house. Okay, so yeah, all these things we can say. What about the partner's family? Partner's family, they may be people who are sensual. Okay, but again, partners, somebody could be like that. Or your partner's family, they could be very secretive. They could be revengeful also. Maybe your partner's family, they have undergone a lot of ups and downs in life, lots of obstacles they have gone through. So that is why now they are very skeptical about others, about other people. They have turned very skeptical, very analytical, but then yes, they are very intuitive also. So yes, all hardships have shaped them into people who are very intuitive also. So all these things about the partner's family. Now let's move on to what will happen when the UL or Upapada Lagna Lord is in the 8th house itself. What will happen? Again, 8th house is also considered to be a house of endings. So because 8th house is also the house of great physical, intimate connection, intense emotional bond, and also great sexual connection with the partner. So if that is not there, then the relationship may not survive also, because 8th house is also the house of obstacles and even endings. So it is very important for the relationship to be very intimate. You need to share your secrets also with your partner. Or you may keep your relationship with your partner secret. Secret means you share a bond with your partner which is so beautiful, personal. So don't reveal things about your relationship to others. Don't do that. Okay, keep certain things between you and your partner always personal. Keep them personal. Guard those secrets. That is important, because again, UL in the 8th house, the relationship has to be very intensely emotional, and also it should be based on deep rooted commitment, because 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, which is a fixed water. So deep rooted emotional connection, deep-rooted sexual connection. So that is important. Then only the relationship will survive. And eventually there will be a spiritual bond also which will develop between you. It could be there from the very start, but eventually you will realize that yes, it is a spiritual connection. Now, why the spiritual bond deepens with time in a relationship? Because with time, with the passage of time, we go on facing so many situations together, and then what happens? We learn to sacrifice things for our partner, and so the spiritual bond deepens. Okay, so 8th house is also part of the moksha trine, the trine of liberation, self-realization, even sacrifice. So when you learn to sacrifice your pleasure, your comfort for the sake of your partner, then your relationship will be successful. But if you think, oh, I have to seek revenge, they have done this to me, I am also going to seek revenge, then that relationship may not last long. Then there'll be problems, there'll be difficulties, and everything may crumble down. So it's very important to sacrifice your happiness, your comfort, your pleasure for the sake of your partner. You do that, you do once, you do twice, they will also realize over time, and they will also develop the same attitude. So it should be based on unconditional love and the ability to sacrifice your happiness for the sake of your partners. Then only the relationship will last. If the UL is in the 8th house, if your partner is from a foreign land, it is good news. If your partner belongs to a very different place, a foreign place altogether, then it's good for the relationship. If you're in a long distance relationship, then also it is good. But nevertheless, what the relationship demands, it demands sacrifice. It demands unconditional love. It demands intuitive understanding of each other. Now, all these things. What about your partner's family? Your partner's family also, there'll be people who are religious. It's possible. People who are religious. They can be people who are a little egoistic, you may feel at times. But they again, depends on, because we look at the family from the 9th house. If there are no malefics in the 9th house, they'll be religious. They will be people who believe in their own moral principles. They can be very optimistic people also. It's possible. Now let's move on to what will happen when the UL or Upapada Lagna Lord is in the 9th house itself. Your partner can be someone who's very optimistic, goal-oriented in life. Sagittarius is the sign in the chart of the cosmic man in the 9th house. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, definitely. Okay. So your UL has come to the 9th house. UL has come to the 9th house. So all those qualities of Jupiter can be there in your partner if the UL is associated with benefics in the 9th house. You will get good results. You'll become fortunate after you enter into this partnership with this person or marriage to this person. You'll become fortunate in life. There'll be growth and expansion in life. Okay? Also, your person can be religious or religiously committed to their goals in life. Very optimistic also. Again, if the UL in the 9th house is associated with benefics, then very good results. This is 9th house is part of the dharma trine. So they will follow the path of duty and dharma. So they will be very dutiful, very faithful to you in the relationship. They'll be loyal to you. And they will believe in discharging their duties in life towards their family, towards their profession, society, towards everyone else. They will never compromise on their moral principles. Okay? They will also respect their elders, their gurus. They will believe in their values and moral principles. They will be great knowledge seekers. They can be intuitive. They will go on seeking knowledge, which will enable them to enhance their power of intuition and creativity eventually. which will also make them establish their identity eventually in life. Again, if the UL is associated with benefics or more or less well placed in the 9th house. Then if they are disciplined, structured, dutiful, morally upright and righteous in life, they'll be very successful eventually in life, and they'll be prosperous in life. All they need to do is they need to follow the path of dharma. They need to go on, gain knowledge, just do their duty in life. That will make them prosperous. And also they can be people who have a high sense of self-esteem, self-respect. At times you may feel they are a little egoistic, but it is very important to give due respect to your partner. The relationship should be based on mutual respect. Then this relationship is going to work. If it is based on mutual respect and loyalty. Mutual respect and loyalty, very important in the relationship. Then only this relationship can flourish, can survive and can improve with time. Your partner can be knowledgeable, they could be into counseling, any healing also. They can be an advisor, they could be into the field of law, they could be a judge, counselor, as I told you. They can do something independently also in life. They love to do something independently. They want their independence. They love their space also. They value their space a lot because they believe in self-dependence. Okay, even if they are doing any sort of job also, they have a desire to establish their identity wherever they are, and they may also have a deep rooted desire to do something independently also in life. Partner's family also. Partner's family, people who are very hardworking, very practical, methodical, very grounded and very hardworking people. Possible. Very analytical people. Now let's move on to what will happen when the UL or Upapada Lagna Lord is in your 10th house. 10th house. 10th house is ruled by Capricorn in the chart of the cosmic man. Capricorn, the symbol of Capricorn is the sea goat. It can stay in water, it can also stay on the land. So Capricorn people, because that Upapada Lagna Lord is in the 10th house, so they will be again people who are very hardworking and who can tap into their intuition also to make sensible decisions, very practical decisions, so that they get material results. A wonderful balance between the water element and earth element in Capricorn is there, because sea goat, look at the symbol. So that is why they are very intuitive and analytical also. When you have the Upapada Lagna Lord in the 10th house, they can be very analytical people, great planners, organizers. The way they plan things, no one else can plan, because the UL is in the 10th house. Again, if the UL in the 10th house is associated with benefics, you will get all these positive results. They'll be very hardworking, they'll believe in their karma, they'll believe in their duty. And Earth trine, 10th house is part of the Earth trine. So they will believe in their own efforts, hard work, in practicality, and they want to amass wealth and resources in life. That is their attitude. They want to work hard, they want to make efforts because they want to amass resources in life. That is their attitude. Plain and simple. And very analytical, very analytical. They know how to plan things, organize things, because they have that ability to go to the depth of things. They understand things. Their way of looking at things, is actually very unique. because this is after all Capricorn. Yes, it is actually almost like, it's called the sea goat, or sometimes it's referred to as a crocodile, a crocodile goat. So these are symbols which are associated with the Capricorn. A goat which is also partly like a fish or crocodile. So that symbol is very significant. So that makes them people who are very analytical and great ability to organize and plan things. So very deep-rooted understanding of things they have, Capricorn, because in the 10th house you have the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so all these qualities your person can have. Again, they can be a little dominating. It's possible. They believe that, because they are very goal-oriented people, they have goals, they have set goals for themselves, and they want to achieve their goal. That's it. And they believe that their way of doing things is the best. No one can question them. So at times they can be a little dominating. Why? Because they know that, and they are very courageous also, because Capricorn is a sign in which Mars exalts. Very courageous also. Very courageous, very self-dependent, very brave. So they know that their way of looking at things and their way of doing things is the best. No one else can even match them. They know that. So this attitude they have. So at times they may come across as somebody who's very dominating. Because if you ask them to change their ways or to change the plan, they won't. They won't. And then they will come across as someone who's very rigid and dominating. Because again, it's earth sign after all. Capricorn is earth. So that rigidity and stability will be there. But it's movable earth also. So that is why. It's earth but movable. So very analytical, insightful, even intuitive, I would say. Capricorn. So your person now will have all these qualities. Relationship will work if you intuitively understand your person. If you also respect their goals in life. If they are working hard and you respect their work, then this relationship will work. If you think, oh, they're such a workaholic, they're not giving me time. If you have such thoughts, then the relationship will be difficult and you will feel as if, they are moving away from you. Because by default, they are people who love their work. Work is their identity. So you have to understand them. Otherwise, there'll be problems in the relationship. So that is what about their family? Their family also, they can be people. Again, look at the 11th house. If any malefic is not there in the 11th house, then the family can be people who are very ambitious, yes, very ambitious, but they will not adopt unfair means to fulfill their wishes and goals in life. But they'll be very ambitious. They'll believe in their own reasoning and nothing else. And they can be a little unconventional also by nature. Unconventional. They believe in their own logic, in their own reasoning, in nothing else. So family can have such a mentality. But very intelligent and very, again, analytical and insightful people also. Family also can have these qualities. Now let's move on to what will happen when the Upapada Lagna Lord or UL is in the 11th house. In the 11th house, you have the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer. Aquarius is again a sign of mystery. And Aquarius is air sign, fixed air. So your partner, if they will have certain goals in life. Once they have set those goals, there's no looking back. They won't look back. If the UL is associated with benefics in the 11th house, then they will set wonderful goals for themselves and they will achieve those goals eventually. They will end up achieving their targets and goals. They will do that. If the UL is associated with benefics in the 11th house. If associated with malefics, then they may set unrealistic targets also. It's possible. Unless they're using the energy of that malefic planet like Rahu. If they're absorbing that energy in their work, it's fine. Otherwise, they may set unrealistic targets for themselves, which they may never be able to achieve. Depends which planet is there or which planets are aspecting the 11th house. So with which planets, your UL or Upapada Lagna Lord is associated with in the 11th house. So more or less well placed, then wonderful results. They'll be unconventional people who are unconventional. They won't be boring people. They won't be that conventional or traditional in their approach always. Their way of looking at things, problems will be very unique, extraordinary, unconventional, because they believe in using their logical reasoning above anything else. They believe in their logical power, in their reasoning ability. They believe in that. They believe in their own observation skills. They don't believe in anything else. So that makes them rigid also. That is why fixed air Aquarius. You have to impose all of that, superimpose that on your horoscope. You cannot forget the chart of the cosmic man. So that is why all these qualities by default they can have. But yes, they will also, because 11th house is part of the Kama Trikona, the trine of desires. So they will have a lot of ambition in life. Very ambitious. They'll have a lot of desires, wishes, expectations. They will want to gain more and more from their work, career, profession. They'll want to gain more from their interpersonal relationships, connections, from their social network. They'll want to gain from their relationship with you even. Means they are, because this is the ultimate house of the trine of material desires. They are it can make them very materialistic also. It's possible. They're all the time thinking about their gains, their own benefits. It's possible. But yes, they should not compromise on their principles to, accumulate or to gain wealth in life. They shouldn't do that. If they make efforts and if they try to accumulate resources and wealth and gain from their work, and they do all of that by dint of their efforts, then they will get wonderful results and they'll become very prosperous in due course of time. So all these things, they will be people who believe in their efforts. They believe in their own logical reasoning ability. They can do research very well. They can be very good at research. Again, very analytical, very intuitive people. Aquarius, after all, is the natural sign in the 11th house. So very insightful, very analytical. They can be healers, occultists. They can be psychological counselors. They can be into science and technology, research, investigation. All of that. They can also be into social service. They can be into criminal investigation. They can they may be associated with social welfare organizations. That is possible also. They want to do something for the society. They want to bring about a revolutionary change in society. It's possible. Okay. They don't believe in what is given to them by tradition. They believe in questioning everything. And they believe in bringing about a revolutionary change in everything. So that attitude somewhere they have. Family can be spouses or partners' family. They may be people who are very intuitive, creative. They can also be forgiving. They can be spiritual. But they may remain isolated. They may like to isolate themselves from others. That is also possible. They may be secretive also. They may come across as people who are very secretive. It's possible. Now finally, the final placement, what will happen when the UL or the Upapada Lagna Lord is in the 12th house? What will happen? 12th house is part of the Moksha trine again. There in the chart of the cosmic man, you have the sign of Pisces. Pisces is water sign, mutable water, duality. So there is a certain duality in your partner's personality. Duality of character definitely can be there in them. Okay, your partner will be someone who is very forgiving, who's very forgiving, generous, okay, generally they will have this demeanor, so they'll be very kind-hearted, forgiving. At times they can become very meticulous about things and very calculating also. The duality of Pisces. Yes, dual character. Mostly they'll be forgiving, large-hearted, but sometimes they'll be worried even about silly things also. That's possible. The duality is there. Your partner, on the one hand, they can have knowledge. They can have the power of intuition, creativity. But when it comes to facing problems, they may be an escapist also. This is possible. They live in their own make-believe world of fantasy and imagination. It can happen. And when they really have to face problems, they may run away from their problems and, and somehow go into the escapist mode. That is possible. Because your partner again is somebody who could be shy by nature. They love their privacy. This relationship with you is very sacred to them. They want to keep it very personal, secretive. It's a very intimate bond that they share with you. And they do not want this relationship to, they don't want you to discuss anything about this relationship that you share with them with others. Keep it very personal, very secretive and sacred. Then this relationship will survive. This relationship, Pisces after all, Venus exalts, it is also connected to bed pleasures. So there should be great physical connection, sexual compatibility also. At least initially, after you're in a marriage or committed relationship, it is important. Eventually you may move towards, definitely, with the passage of time, the relationship becomes very spiritual, the spiritual bond deepens. But yes, there has to be great physical or sexual connection. Otherwise, again, there can be distance, because Pisces can also show, and after all, the 12th house, it can also show a sort of separation otherwise. If that deep-rooted physical connection or spiritual connection is not there, then there will be separation. If person belongs to foreign land, then it's very good. Foreign land or foreign culture, then it's very good for the relationship. What do I mean by spiritual connection? When you are ready to sacrifice your happiness, your joy, your pleasure for the sake of your partner, and then your partner also reciprocates duly. So that is called a spiritual connection. So that spiritual bond deepens between two people. It, develops over time. Okay? So yeah, that spiritual bond is very paramount in the relationship. It has to be a spiritual connection. And there has to be great intimacy, physical intimacy also. Especially if you are newlyweds, or if you are, below the age of 60, maybe below the age of 60 or 65, then also I would say that, or at least below the age of 50, and there has to be, means not just physical but emotional intimacy also, because Pisces is water, mutable water. It signifies intimacy, a connection which is deeply spiritual, which is based on intuitive understanding. That is important. Not just physical intimacy, emotional intimacy. There are different stages in life. Maybe in the initial stages, after you enter into a committed relationship or marriage, in the initial stages, physical intimacy is going to be of paramount importance maybe. Then it is emotional connection, and then eventually spiritual connection. So these are different phases in a relationship. Long-term, lifelong relationship I'm talking about. So like that. If person belongs to foreign culture, it's very good. Okay, so after, your person can be very spiritual, charitable. It's very good. If they are caring, loving, if they selflessly love others, if they're into charity, they're going to be prosperous in life. That's good. And also, if you settle down in a foreign land with your partner after marriage, or after you're in a committed relationship, then it's good for the relationship. If you settle down in a foreign land, if you travel to different places with your partner, your relationship can improve. So all these things. Your person also can be somebody who's very intuitive, creative, knowledgeable, forgiving, generous. They believe in letting go. Okay, so you just need to understand them. That's it. There has to be intuitive understanding between the two people. Then this relationship will survive. And you also need to let go of certain follies and shortcomings. Let go of things so that you can also forgive your partner. And then the relationship will last. Okay, so all these things are important in the relationship. What about your partner's family? Your partner's family, they can be people who are very active. They believe in action. They may also act impulsively at times. It's possible. But they are also, you may also at times feel that they are people who are very self-centered or egoistic. You may feel. But if again, partner's family, because your UL is in the 12th house, partner's family, look at the first house. If benefics are there in the first house, then they'll be morally upright. There'll be people who are very honest also. So all those things about the partner's family. Your partner, UL is in the 12th house. Your partner can do well in any field of research, investigation, technology. They can do very, very well in occult, or even in the field of psychology. They can do well. Or even if they're into healing. Whenever they're, because 12th house is part of the moksha trine, the trine of moksha. So whenever they sacrifice, their joy also, their comfort or pleasure for the sake of the other, they will eventually prosper in life. And in the relationship also. Because your UL is in the 12th house, if this relationship is based on sacrificing your happiness for the sake of the other, then this relationship is going to be very successful over time, because this is the trine of moksha, and it demands sacrificing your own pleasure or comfort for the sake of your partner. Your partner also should have a similar attitude towards you and also towards the world outside. Then they will also prosper in life. They have knowledge. If they're sharing their knowledge, okay, they have wealth and resources, they are sharing their wealth, they are doing charity, then they will receive divine blessings. So all these things we can say if the UL or Upapada Lagna is in the Lagna Lord is in the 12th house. So friends, that was my take on the UL or Upapada Lagna Lord in all 12 houses. Actually UL is Upapada Lagna, Upapada Lagna Lord perhaps would be ULL. Anyway, so what will happen if the Upapada Lagna Lord is in all different 12 houses of your horoscope? All that I have tried to discuss in today's video. So hope you have found it informative. Do let me know in the comment section. If you want personal consultation, details are there in the video description. And before I wind up, friends, a gentle reminder: be kind, be charitable, donate vegetarian food to orphanages and old age homes, be kind to all animals, birds and creatures, and try to remain a vegetarian or vegan. See you next time. Thank you so much.